Matches right now, Alison, are actually suspended. It's been pouring with rain over the last couple of minutes. We thought it was going to get back underway, but they've had to recover the outside courts. But two of those courts, the Suzanne Lenglen and the Philippe Chatrier just behind me, now have retractable roofs, and so the tennis is ongoing in there. We've just seen Carlos Alcaraz book his spots for the second round. Not too much of an easy time for him, not too much of a hard time for him, rather, as he came up against JJ Wolf, the American, who came through in the qualifiers, but it was a three-set win for Carlos Alcaraz, looking very much in form and very happy to be back here at the French Open. Now, earlier on the same court, we saw Naomi Osaka. It's been a while since we last saw her in the tour, and she managed to get her way just getting past Bronzetti, Italy's Bronzetti, in a three-set win for her, as she'll now be going then into the second round. Not such a good day for the start for the French side. France's number one, Hugo Humbert, has been ousted of the tournament early on. Right now, in the Philippe Chatrier behind us, well, it's Caroline Garcia, the women's world's number one on the French side, who is currently taking to play. So let's see how it goes for her. But for now, there's been a couple of shocks, a couple of upsets. Just the start of what's getting underway for 2 weeks of tennis here at Roland-Garros after the qualifiers. And there is, as you mentioned just earlier on, plenty of possibilities that will be coming through over the next couple of weeks. Later on tonight, we'll be seeing two veterans, Stan Wawrinka take on Andy Murray. Those two matches, that match coming on later tonight.
I'm glad Naomi Osaka's through to the next round. She's one of my personal favorites. James, it's looking especially open, particularly on the men's side this year. Tell us more about that and maybe who we're keeping an eye on.
It is. Well, look, we've got to look at it two ways. Two of the men who've been completely dominating the tournaments in the last years are not at the peak of their form. And, of course, Rafael Nadal, well, he's won it 14 times. He's getting a little bit older, and it's been a struggle for him. Of course, he won it two times ago, but this time round, let's see what he can do. He's got a big game coming up tomorrow. He's coming up against Alexander Zverev, the German player. A massive game, not one that he would have wanted to have through the draw. But why is that happening? Well, because he's no longer highly placed in the ATP rankings, which means that, yes, Nadal is coming up against one of the most informed players of the moment, coming off that Rome Masters win for Zverev. So looking tough. We will see how it goes for Nadal tomorrow. But, of course, this is a place that he knows very well, but anything could be possible. It's going to be a tough match for him to come. Novak Djokovic, the defending champion, meanwhile, hasn't been in the best of forms. He's been having to go and play in Geneva to try and boost his spirits and get back to level. He had, of course, that freak accident of the water bottle falling on his head. There were reports of that actually causing a concussion to him. Whether that's what's been affecting his play lately, certainly we haven't seen him play as he used to be, or as he has been in the past seasons. He hasn't reached a single final so far this year. Unusual for the Serb. Now, you mentioned on the women's side, Naomi Osaka. I have to tell you, Alison, there's a big chance that if Iga Swiatek on the women's side makes it through to the second round, that she will be coming up against the Japanese player. That's going to be a very tough one. Iga Swiatek is the one favourite on the women's side. She's dominating tennis. She's three times champion here, but defending her title twice now. She won the last two editions in a row, and the Pole is on a roll. She's won on clay twice this season, in Rome, in Madrid, both times against Aryna Sabalenka, the second perhaps favourite to come in this tournament. But Iga Swiatek, no one's stopping her so far this season, and she's going to be trying to do exactly that here at the French Open.